Hi, my name is Matthew Links and I'm the Discipline Lead for Medicine at Bond University on the Gold Coast, which is Kombumerri country. I'm a medical oncologist and a survivor of working clinical practice for the last 30 years. Today I want to share with you a structure for a meditative and reflective practice that's a key first step checking in on how you're going or self-monitoring. Mindfulness meditation is largely about being aware of how you're feeling, aware of what you're thinking, aware of your environment. A central part of learning to be well as a practitioner is being able to self-monitor, which also involves being aware of how you're going. If you're having difficulty with anxiety or suffering, frustration, solutions all start with noticing. This practice is focused on being aware of how you're going and identifying any areas in which you need to do further work. Strategies for dealing with specific challenges then become the subject of specific meditations. The framework we will use is RAIN: recognition, acceptance, investigation, and nurturing. And after the RAIN, you should have a little set of mantras that you can use for a mini practice that you can do in 30 seconds during the day if your distress returns. You should also leave with an intent about what you want to do as you go out into practice to look after yourself. As we progress through the video, you'll be asked to remember a statement that's a statement for each of these elements. You may want to write them down, and we'll use them at the end. The first step is recognition. How have you been going in the last week? Where would you rate your well-being? What are you feeling right now? Focus on your body. Do you recognize a feeling in your body you can identify as happiness or fatigue or anxiety or depression? Take a moment, pause if you need, and then make a recognition statement that says how you've been going. I have been stressed. I have been happy. I have been sad. However you're feeling, give yourself permission this is okay. Acceptance doesn't mean you don't want to change, but it does mean you're being kind to yourself. If you're feeling sad, you might tell yourself it's okay to be sad. If you're feeling exhausted after a long shift, you might tell yourself it's understandable to be tired. Sometimes we experience a second injury because we beat ourselves up about how we're feeling. Just allow the way you are feeling to be. The next step is to investigate how you're feeling. Are there any images that come to mind when you describe how you're going? Any events that you can recall? How's it changed over time? And you might reflect on why you think this is happening, what's the cause, or the consequences, how it's impacting on you and those around you. Take a moment and pause if you need to. We know we are often not good at assessing ourselves accurately, so it's worth getting a collateral history and testing whether your assessment fits in with the data from others. What feedback are you getting from others? What are they saying? Then think about how you're behaving and how others are behaving to you. Focus on the impact you're having on those around you. Are people saying you're cranky? Are you behaving like you're cranky? Are they behaving like you're cranky? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, you probably are cranky. There are a number of red flags that also give evidence that you might not be okay. Sleeping, eating, your level of interest in activities of work or home, your ability to concentrate and make decisions, increasing reliance on alcohol or drugs, low mood, anxiety or irritability. These flags should make you stop and think perhaps you need to seek help. The next step is to triage yourself. The Australian Medical Association and Medical Student Associations have published a traffic light system. Where you sit in the traffic light system is a guide to what nurturing yourself looks like. Do you need to stop and get urgent support? Or do you need to strengthen and diversify your preventative strategies for the future? Or perhaps you need to slow down and take some specific actions. If in doubt, reach out for advice. Next, think about how you're going with your self-care plan. What does nurturing yourself going to look like? If it's running or going to the gym, how often did this happen this week? If it's meditation, how is your practice going? If it's connecting with others, is this actually happening? And if to look after yourself, do you need to do any more work in a specific area? So finally, let's identify an intention that arises from this experience. After the rain, what are you going to do? Now you have a series of statements that you can come back to. This might be, I'll work with my anxiety, or I'll commit to looking after myself. You may not have a strategy for solving the problem, but you can commit to doing the work. Make a nurture and intention statement. So now we can bring it all together. And if you wish, you can make this a brief meditation. State your recognition and allow statements. State your investigate statement, your nurture and intention statement. Repeat and pause over each of these as many times as you wish. So an example might be, I'm feeling stressed, and that's okay. The stress is starting to make me irritable. I'm going to look after myself by getting back to my self-care plan. And make a commitment as to when you will check back in. I hope you found this meditation helpful and that you can develop a practice of monitoring your well-being that's part of learning to thrive in practice. If you want to know more about rain, check out Tara Brach's website. And if you want to know more about dealing with specific challenges, check out the other talks in this series. If you think you might need to get further help, please reach out and discuss. There are some fabulous Australian resources listed on the AMA and AMSA website provided. Take care, and thank you for committing this time to your well-being.